Welcome back to Tech Talk series, and today we're covering something very special. Something that you will see in every fight club, used and abused several times per duel. And that something is the parry buffer technique. Today we'll discuss how it works, when to use it, and why you should use it. First of all, let's figure out what parry buffering is. Parry buffering, as the name suggests, involves parrying and buffering. It is a relatively modern piece of tech that hasn't been well documented on release. It revolves around abusing parry and its huge buffering window that allows you to get in a sneaky backstab or two. You will see it very often whenever someone decides to go for a chain backstab. They do this parry thing and then the backstab comes out. How does it work? Well, the parrying animation lets you buffer a ton of things into it, and it is effectively a second-long buffer window for your backstabs. Why backstabs, you may ask? Well, because backstabs have a natural priority over parrying. Going for chain backstab with the use of parry buffering means that you will have to get an idea of when the window for backstab is going to be open. Then you will have to parry and mash R1. So instead of having one chance to land a backstab, you will get a billion of chances to do it, since you can buffer the backstab into the parrying animation by mashing R1. If you get it right even with one R1, it will instantly grant you the backstab. In other words, this technique allows you to multiply your chances of getting a successful backstab on demand. You still need to be positioned right, you still have to find the appropriate window for it, but the window, thanks to the parry buffering, is extended by a mile. It works for every instance when you need to get a backstab, but the two most common uses for it are for chain backstabs and for backstabbing someone who is already backstabbing someone else, since, well, in this game you can punish backstabs with a backstab. Either way, the gist of the tech is that if you feel like you can get a backstab, you can dramatically increase your chances of getting it by mashing the backstab button, as in the R1, during the parry animation. So instead of lining up for a backstab and getting single chance with one R1, you line yourself up, do the parry, and then mash the R1 to get multiple chances. However, this technique is even more cool than this. You can make your backstab attempts a bit safer with it. If you screw up the backstab timing and miss the window, be it just a regular attempt or the fancy parry backstab, you will get a shitty R1 that will leave you wide open for a punish. However, with this technique you can avoid it. So all you have to do is just parry and then do R1 roll, R1 roll, R1 roll, etc. It will basically option select the situation. If you get the backstab timing right, it will give you the backstab. And if you miss the window, your character will perform the roll and you will be safe. At the end of the day, it is very important to understand that parry buffering isn't magic. You still have to know how to score backstabs and when to look for them. The parry buffering won't make your incorrect chain stab attempt more correct. It doesn't make your backstab suddenly uncounterable or guaranteed. All it does is just increasing your chances to get one by expanding the backstab window. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.